We will begin our study of motion with motion in one dimension. The first quantity we would like to familiarize ourselves with is displacement. Displacement is the change in an object's position. It is a vector quantity. It has both a magnitude and a direction. It is not necessarily equivalent to distance. For example, if I start off at a position that I will call 0, and I return to my same position, then my displacement is equal to 0. My distance is equal to the distance I traveled while going to a different position and returning to my 0th position. Some quantities that we would like to familiarize ourselves with in our study of motion in one dimension is displacement, indicated by a small case x. The base units will be meters, which we will write with a small case m. Time, we indicate this with a small case t. Our base units are seconds, which are written with a small case s. If we wish to describe the motion of a particle in terms of the change in its displacement over a time interval, we will use the average velocity, indicated by delta x over delta t, which has units of meters per second. If we would like our change in position at some point, at a certain point in time, we will use the instantaneous velocity, which we indicate by dx dt, and it also has units of meters per second. We will define the average velocity as delta x over delta t, which is equal to the final position minus the initial position divided by the final time minus the initial time. The instantaneous velocity is defined as the limit as delta t goes to 0 of delta x divided by delta t, or the derivative dx dt. It is customary to use the upward direction on the y-axis as the positive direction and the rightward direction on the x-axis as the positive direction. However, in most problems, the direction of the coordinate axis is yours to choose. Once you've made your choice, you must take it into account when interpreting the signs of the velocity and other quantities. It is important to note that the time interval, delta t, is always positive.